All right, here we are back with My Louisiana Sky, Chapter 15. We are moving on from the haircut scene, Chapter 14, where Tiger got her haircut. She's not looking good, according to her own opinion. But Chapter 15 is going to find out some more stuff about what happens to her in Baton Rouge, and we are going to split this into two sections because it's a rather long chapter, and provide some commentary as well. So let's get started. Chapter 15, here we go. After about an hour after Magnolia left to ride the bus home, Aunt Dora Kay buzzed into the apartment and dropped her purse when her eyes set on me. "Your hair! I love it!" I tugged at my short strands. "You do? Really? You don't think my nose looks too big?" "Oh, not at all. It gives you class. You look every bit of 13, maybe even 14. I resisted the urge to dash to the mirror and study my face. Again. When I checked earlier, all I saw was a red-headed, squinty-eyed, big-nosed girl. Maybe I needed glasses. Later, Aunt Dora Kay grilled hamburgers outside in the courtyard while I fried sliced potatoes in the butter over an electric stove. To my amazement, it turned on with the twist of a dial. I felt so grown up thinking about what my new life would be like in Baton Rouge. I wondered why Aunt Dora Kay wasn't married. Miss Eula often asked Granny. "You reckon Dora Kay plans on being an old maid?" At the dinner table I asked, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Aunt Dora Kay dabbed a French fry in a pool of ketchup. "Oh, honey, I'm so busy working, no man would want me." I wondered if she meant she wouldn't have time for me either. "But don't worry," she said. "I go out every now and then." She wiped her mouth with a napkin even though it was already clean. "Why do you ask? Or did Granny mention it?" "Oh, no, not Granny. Miss She tossed her head back and laughed. "Oh, yes, Miss Eula. How would say to ever survive without nosy old Miss Eula? Tell you what, next time Miss Eula asks about me, you tell her I'm doing just fine, that I somehow even managed to pay my bills all by my itty-bitty self." Well, that's what Granny always told her. Her face grew serious. "Really?" "Well, yes, ma'am. Granny would say, 'One thing I don't have to worry about is my gal Dora Kay. She's got a good head on her shoulders.'" Aunt Dora Kay bit her lower lip, and tears filled her eyes. She lifted her water glass to her mouth and didn't put it down until the glass was empty. As I listened to giant gulps slide down her throat, I decided I probably shouldn't have told her what Granny had said. It seemed to make her sad. After we finished dinner, I drew hot water in the sink, and we washed dishes together, listening to the radio. When Elvis came on, Aunt Dora Kay said, "Now that's a man. I'd leave my job in a heartbeat for him." We dropped the dishcloths and danced, our bare feet slapping the linoleum floor. Aunt Dora Kay mouthed the words into a wooden spoon. "Let's rock, everybody, let's rock." She twisted her lower body to the beat of the music, just like Elvis, and then grabbed my hand and twirled me around the room. The song ended, and we laughed so hard that Aunt Dora Kay slipped in a puddle of water in the front of the sink. I stopped laughing, but Aunt Dora Kay sat there on the floor, her legs stretched out in front of her, laughing with mascara running down her face in black streaks. Aunt Dora Kay was finally letting loose those tears for Granny. "Oh, mercy," she said, wiping her eyes with her fists. "Mercy, mercy, mercy." I handed her a dishcloth to her, and she wiped her face, spreading the mascara even more. "I bet I look like a fright, don't I? I better go and wash up." I was sweeping the floor when Aunt Dora Kay returned, wearing a loose pair of pants. With her face free of makeup, she looked so young, almost like one of those college girls we passed on the LSU campus. As she shoved the kitchen chairs into place, she asked, "Is there anybody special that you'll miss when you move here?" "You mean Mama and Daddy?" "Well, of course you miss them. But how about Jesse Wade? He sure is a cute thing." My stomach rumbled and my face burned. "Oh, him. He's just a friend." I guess he's still a friend. Well, what do you mean? Oh, nothing. She gently nudged me in the ribs with her elbow. Come on, you can tell your future roommate. I really did want to tell her, but it was embarrassing. Finally, I blurted, he kissed me. Woo! Your first kiss? I nodded. Her fingers brushed my bangs. Everyone has a first kiss. But you don't understand. I don't like him that way. I yelled at him and told him to leave me alone. I think he thinks I meant forever. Oh, dear, she said, rubbing her chin. I wish I could take it back. Well, then do it, she said. But I don't want to think of him. I don't want him to think I want him to be his girlfriend. Well, tell him that too. But also tell him you need his friendship. She grabbed hold of my shoulders. Tiger, you'll regret it if you don't. Believe me, I know. Did the same thing happen to you? Not a boy. She turned her back on me and wiped the soapy splashes around the sink. Ma. Granny? I wanted so much to show Ma I loved her. But she never accepted me living away from Seder. I think Granny expected me to stay in Seder and take care of Corina. After she realized I'd left for good, she allowed your daddy to marry Corina. I'm sure she was convinced that I thought Seder wasn't good. She thought that I thought Seder wasn't good enough for me, but I wanted more from life. She turned around facing me. Is that so wrong? She was asking me, but I got the feeling the question was for Granny. She looked so fragile, standing there in those baggy pants. I put my arms around her. I wish I'd told her what she meant to me. I would have never had the courage to strike out my own if it weren't for Ma. She was so strong, the way she raised us on her own after Papa died. I grew up that if you wanted something done, you'd go do it yourself. Dora Kay smiled and changed her voice to an upbeat tone. So learn from your foolish aunt, okay? Promise me you'll talk to Jessie Wade. I promise. She took a deep breath. I hope Magnolia won't get all uppity on y'all. I had to practically promise her the moon to convince her to go to Seder. All right, I think this is as good a place as any to go ahead and break for the end of the midpoint of the chapter, since we have a nice breaking point here. What do you think about this relationship with Granny and Dora Kay? Now that Granny's gone, Dora Kay definitely admits that she left Seder, and that's kind of the reason why Granny was so upset at Dora Kay, I think. I wonder if there was any regret that, hey, you should be back home taking care of your family. But does Dora Kay have the right to make her own life? Personally, I think she does. I wish she would check in with her family a little bit more than often. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and close up here and finish the last half of the chapter 15 on the next section. So thank you so much once again for listening to me here on YouTube. God bless you all.